Okay, great. So, right. So, where were we? Today is day 24. Let me first create a branch for today. Get check out minus speed day 24. Okay, so we are here, right? Yesterday, what we did was we were able to reach right from the login screen to the home page, from the home page to the product page, and on the product page, we were facing some issue while selecting the value of the size and the color, right? So we had some issues there, right? Okay, so I've made some fixes, but let me just made some fixes and it worked fine. But let me just explain what I did. Okay, so just to make sure. Okay, okay. So and these changes. Okay, so this is the code, right? The one which is uncommented, right? This is what the code was yesterday. What we were trying to do is let me just run it again to show you the issue. I did not made any other fix, right? Just a second. So color, click, and all this. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, yeah, fine. So let's run it, right? Let's see what was the issue. So if you run it, so it opens up the page, it goes to the login screen, fills up the value, goes to the next screen, and then on the third page, right, we had the issue that it fills the quantity only, right? And these two are left off, right? So they are not getting selected, or what will happen is things are not working fine as of now. The problem I told you is that the based on what developers have created this page, right? What they do is like once you click on it, it it tries to load something on the page. It changes the DOM of the page, right? And it takes some time. It takes some time. What happens here is like because we are not waiting for the transition to happen. Okay. So what is happening is because of that, our test case fails. If you see here, right, it says that locator click time test timeout of 40,000 milliseconds exceeded, right? On which line? It exceeded at line number 27 and 69. Let's see where it is. All right. So what we have is yes. So if you see, right, waiting for locator, this, right? Waiting for locator, add card, pop-up button, right? If you see currently, right, what it is waiting for, it is trying to wait for the add card pop-up button, right? That dialog box which opens up, right? It is trying to wait for that. If I show you, if you go there inside, right? If you see this here, right? View card button, right? That pop-up which it tries to, because that pop-up never came, because we could not select the size and all, right? It is failing. Sometimes it is failing for some other reason or for the other, right? Sometimes it is failing for that select box, sometimes it is failing for this reason, sometimes for the other. So if you see, right, there is something wrong with our execution, and we need to understand where is the problem is, right? So let's first try to understand the problem. So let me draw it here, right? Understand this. What is happening is that you have, first of all, from the login page, you move to the home page. We are clear with this. Once you click on the product link, it opens this new page, right? This new page, which is the product page. Now, first of all, try to understand when you made a click here, right? You are being navigated to this page, right? Now this is a transition which is happening, right? This is a transition which is happening, and it will. So this is like there is some rendering of there is some rendering which is happening on the browser, right? Some rendering happening on the browser. Now if you see, right, as per your flow of execution, what we are doing there is we are clicking on this product, we are saying click product name, and as soon as it clicks on the product name, it goes there, right, and tries to select the size here, right, which is M and L, right? It goes and select size. It does that, right? It tries to do it. Now if you see, right, I am trying to work on a locator. So because of the auto wait capability of Playwright, it will wait for this to be getting visible, so we don't have to do anything for that also, again, right? We don't have to do it. But what is happening here is that once you make a selection on this, right, when you say select size on the browser, there is some rendering happening, right? Let's say this is the HTML DOM for this. Okay, there is some HTML DOM. It was looking like this, right? It has some tags. Let's say it has 5 tags here, right? 5 tags. Once you made a click on it, right? What it does is it alters this HTML DOM, and here in one of the tags, right, which is your ally tag, it tries to add class equals to selected. Okay, this is what it is doing. Now what is happening is the job of Playwright. What is the job of Playwright auto wait? Okay, when you made a click on it, right, for Playwright, it has sent that event, right? It has sent that event. Okay, it has sent that event, and for Playwright the job is done. It does not know that your application needs time, right? It needs some time for this to get stable, right? What Playwright did was, after selecting the size, it saw the next line which says select color, right? And it tried to run this, but try to understand that you started this process and it has not finished, right? It has not finished because of the way it has been implemented in the UI. So it will take some time. It will take some time, right? But you started this and you move to the next line, and what is happening is it is still in the process to get completed, right? But you went here and click this also. Okay, now because of this process, right, because of this problem, what is happening is you are not seeing the stuff, right, which should have happened on the screen. It should have selected the size and then it should have gone to the color, right? But because of this the way it has been designed on the UI, you are seeing a problem. Okay, that either this gets selected or either this gets selected or none of this gets selected, and then it creates a problem for us. Okay, so now what do we need to do? If you see, the problem is that we should have waited here, right? We should have waited here to get this completed, right? That is the only problem. So what we'll do is we wanted to apply some waiting strategy, because the auto wait will not cater this need, right? For auto wait, what is the role? It will see, okay, that the element should be visible, the element which you are working, right? So it has already waited for size to be available, visible, editable, and all that, right? And once it was done, it has checked all the checks, right? Visible, editable, right? And let's say not hidden, all that, right? Once it was checked, only then it went and click on it. But after the click, it has no role to play, right? It just moves to the next thing, right? And here it again checks for these, and and for this element also it is visible, right? Okay, so what we have to do is, after doing this, right, once you make a click on it, we need to do some waiting. Okay, waiting. Now how do you wait? How do you put some explicit wait kind of a thing in Playwright? What you have to do is, what you have to do is, you have to again, yeah, please, Anand.
Akhil, I'm clear until the issue which you have explained, that before going to the before waiting for the state to change, we click the click. But can you again revisit the auto wait part once again before you move ahead?
Okay, tell me, what is auto wait? What do you know about auto wait?
So it's an internal mechanism of Playwright which will wait for the action to complete.
No,
No.
that
Okay.
that is the wrong understanding, right? The understanding is that if you want to identify a locator, right, what do you write? You write page.locator,
Yes.
and you give an XPath, right? You give an XPath and you say, let's say you do click here, right? Now what happens is, before making a click, right? Before making a click, Playwright will do what? Playwright will look, it will apply auto wait on this part, right? It will apply auto wait on this part.
Before
So,
doing click.
yeah, before performing the action, right?
Okay.
That is what auto wait is, right? It will wait that for this locator so that it is clickable, right? Before making a click, it will make sure that this locator is clickable, right? And how does it do it? We have seen, right? There are a lot of checks that it does. Let's say in this case, it will check whether the element which you're trying to work on, which is the size, is editable. Yes, it is editable. It is clickable. Yes, it is clickable. It is not hidden. Yes, it is not hidden, right? And all the other things, right? Whatever it was. Once all the checks were done by Playwright, then it said, okay, now I can see the locator, and it checks, and I have auto waited, right? I have waited enough for these checks to be enabled, right? For these checks to be true. Now everything is good. Now this locator can receive a click, and you made a click, right? The problem is that after you made a click, right? You made a click here, right? And Playwright needs some time, or the application needs some time for this to get complete, right? But Playwright will not wait, right? Playwright job is done. It made a click, right? It will now go to the next line, which is about what? Page.locator, which is your color. Now it will apply all these checks on this part. again it will be true, right?
Yeah.
Because they are already exist. But the problem is, if you, and again it will do what? It will just go and click it. But the
Okay.
problem is that this process has not finished, and this results into some changes right on the DOM. Getting it? So
Yeah.
what we need to do is we click there. We need to wait until this gets completed.
Correct. That's okay. Okay. Now I got it. Point.
Okay.
That's we will be
So
requiring an
mm,
external wait
right.
mechanism.
So auto wait helps you before taking the action. After you take the action, playwright job is done. Getting it?
Right.
if
Right.
if 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 application needs to, if application is behaving, I mean, like in this case, right, application is running some javascript code internally for this to, for this new thing to get attached in the DOM, right? Playwright, how will playwright know? Playwright will not know, right? You're not loading the entire page. What you're doing is you are just changing some, you're changing the structure of the DOM in some part of the DOM, right? So for that, what you have to do is you will have, for all these kind of cases, right, you will have to put some explicit weight by yourself. Okay, I hope you got the reasoning very correctly now.
Yes. Yes. And clearly now.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm completely clear.
Okay, so now let's see, right, what are the options. Now if you see, right, we do not have like a explicit weight kind of a thing like in Selenium, right? We over here, no. What we have is, you have certain that events driven, right? So that you can wait. So there are a lot of things at the page level which you can wait, right? Wait for event and all that, right? At the page level and all that. But what happens because of these methods? There are, these events are already predefined, right? It's not that for your need of this element, right? What do you want to do work? You want, what do you want to do? Wait, I wanted to wait till this list tag receives the class equals selected, right? Now for that kind of an event, page does not provide that customized thing, right? So these options at the page level will not work, right? And also, you are not dealing at the page level, you have to deal with at the locator level, right? So those methods will not come from the page. Those methods will come at the locator level. If you will check, right, at the locator level, we will understand what is this locator about. But there is a method called wait for. Okay, wait for. Now we have to make use of this. We have talked about this earlier also in our waiting strategies when we discussed that day. But let me just refine it again. What does wait for do, right? Wait for does what? It applies. Now wait for method, right, have, like, it has this object which checks for a state. Okay. Now an element, when it gets loaded on the DOM, right, on the DOM, it can attain four things. Either it is attached. When you say it is attached, right, it means that the DOM, that whatever element you wanted to find, right, it exists on the DOM. Okay, it exists on the DOM. Okay, so that if you scroll through the DOM, you will find the element being displayed. Getting it? Detached means that it was previously available, now it has been removed. Third thing, I think third is visible, I believe. Okay, visible also, that it should be visible. So attached means that it is, let me just check, if I'm not, I should not be wrong in saying this. um where is my element? Let's say this one, right? Color type dot wait for. If we check, what are the options we have? You have attached, detached, and visible and hidden, right? You see, visible and hidden. So if you see, right, attached means that, okay, this was available, right? So this is available here. This tag is available. But you wanted to also check, right, that it should be visible. Visible means that there is nothing like hidden, right? Like there is no property called hidden here. Okay. If it is visible, it will not be, it should exist. So visible is equivalent to what? Attached plus visible. Okay. When you say, and the last is hidden. Hidden means that it is attached. Okay. It is attached for sure, but it is, it is hidden. Getting it? So these are the four options which Playwright has provided us, which can help, right? But on which locator we need to apply? We need to apply this on this locator, right? What we'll do is we will write a locator path for this element, and we will wait until it attains the state of being attached. Getting it? That was the problem, right? See here. If you go, let's go to the icon here. Let us do a right click, inspect this. And let's see this. If you see the current li tag here, right? You see class is blank, right? Class is blank.
Yeah.
What we were working on? We were working on this anchor tag to make a click, right? If you see our XPath, we were working on this one, right? Anchor tag, right? And we were providing the text like M or L and all that, right? And based on it will work. So we are trying to make a click here, but as the part of the click, right? Once you make a click, what happens? DOM changes, right? There are some changes in the DOM, and one of the changes is that in the li tag class will receive a value called selected. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll come and find this M, which is what we already have. We will make a click, right? And then what we'll do is we will write an XPath for this li tag. Okay, which where we will say class equals to selected. Okay, we'll write that XPath and then we will wait for this to get attached. Getting it? If you see, you will make a click, right? Let's say if I make a click, you see selected is here, right? Now, yeah, Anand.
Akhil, I am like doubt in the sense like what say this is the issue with the application, right?
Hmm.
So Playwright is not doing anything wrong here. Like it has been directed to click, so it clicks, then it goes to the next option. It again makes a click,
Hmm.
and then it updates the quantity, and then it clicks on the add to cart.
Hmm.
During the whole process, it is the application which is not responding quickly.
Hmm.
That's where the challenge is, right?
Hmm.
So is it a possibility that we make all the clicks for selecting the size, then color, update the quantity, and
Hmm.
then wait for put a like make a pause before clicking the add to cart for the application to react. Is that a possibility, or should
No, tell
no?
me one thing, right? If someone has a problem, right? If someone has a problem, right? Will you provide any solution to it? No, right? You will provide a solution according to the problem, right? The problem is what? The problem is that you made a click and it did not wait, and the application expects you to wait until this process gets completed, right?
Okay, here the
Okay,
application expects to wait.
right. Application
Okay.
expects you to wait, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you run a robot automatic script, right, to try to do it, when you do a manual way, right, there is a lag, right? That once you click on it, then the application is rendering, and then you will go and click in, right? So in the manual process, you might see those clicks getting received, right, like this, right? But when you do it automatically, right, they are running with milliseconds, right? Kind of a difference between each steps, right? Or even
Yeah.
microseconds, right? So there you do not get a chance, right? There that time is not sufficient for the application to react. Okay, so the solution which I'm saying is the only thing, right, which you have to do, and that is not only for Playwright. It is valid for all the other tools also. Selenium, WebDriver IO, Cypress, Playwright, right? All of these. It is the application according to which you have to work, right? It's not that you can say, okay, Playwright knows this, so you have to work this way. No, it is the application for which the Playwright is working, right? So according to the problem, you'll have to provide a solution.
Okay.
The problem is that you should have waited after making a click here, which we are not
Application
waiting,
expects to wait.
right? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Now see what I am saying is you made a click here, right? After making a click, what happens is this li tag receives class equals selected, right? The option now what we need is we want to wait until this process completes, right? Until class receives selected. Okay, that is my clue, right? As we can see visually, that is my clue for waiting. So what I'll do is I'll have to see the options within Playwright. How can I wait? The option available at the locator level is called as wait for. Okay, wait for. Now what you'll do is you will write a good XPath for this li tag to receive class equals selected, right? You will write that XPath or CSS path, whatever it is, and then you will wait until that kind of a locator exists on the DOM. Getting it? And the method for that is wait for, and over there you will say that state should be attached or visible, and once you attain that state, Playwright will wait until that part, right? Considering that it has that timeout thing, right, with it. So once it attains that state, once the application attains that state, Playwright will say, okay, this check we have waited enough, and I can see that it exists now. So let me move ahead to the next line, and that is what the solution is all about. Okay, so let me show you the solution technically. What we'll do is, you were what where the problem was. We were going and selecting the size, right? And what we did was we created the locator here, right? This was the locator for it, and then we were making a click, right? After making a click, what I will do is, what I will do is, I will now at this locator, right? This size locator, whatever locator I have received, I will do what? See, this locator is for what? This locator is for this A tag, right? This A tag, right? I will do what? I will, okay, let me just find it. This was my locator. Let me grab it. This was my locator. Let me grab it, and let's paste it here. Okay, and let's do it M. You get it? We have M here, right? Now I am already here. I want to reach to the parent of it, right? What? How do you write an XPath for reaching to the parent of this? You will use that
Parent symbol.
access. You will use, right? You will use those access methods, right, which exist in XPath. What is that method? You will say parent and li tag. You see, you received there, right? But I wanted to make sure, right, that I don't want to wait only for li, because earlier also li was there, right? The list was there, but I want to wait until it attains the class equals to selected. Okay, so if I have to do, what I will do is I will say class equals to selected. You see, now I'm here, right? If it was, if this list tag does not have the selected class, right, this will not be able to find the element. Getting it? Earlier,
Yeah.
if you, so right, so I hope you're getting it, right? So what we are doing is, we are waiting, we have written the XPath to reach here, right? And we know that this will come, because if you made a click, this should come. If it is not coming, it's an application issue then, right? Then you will raise a bug to the application. But what is happening is, we know that this is what the behavior would be. So what we'll do is, we'll grab this remaining part, right? We already have the XPath till M, right? We already have. We wanted this extra part to reach here. So let's grab it. We'll go back. We'll come here, right? Now on the size locator, we'll take like size locator, which is that M part. We will do this, and then we will attach another locator to it, which will be containing the remaining portion of it, which is this part. Okay. Now the complete locator is what? The one which we wrote here, right? The entire thing. This one plus this. Size locator is what? Size locator is referring to this part with M inside this, right? With M inside this, plus I am attaching this part to it, right? So it will be able to find it. Now we want to wait until this locator is found, right? So what we'll do is, we'll say dot wait for, and then we will have to provide the state, right? If you check the method here, right, wait for has 4 states: attached, detached, visible, hidden, right? If you see, right, does it explains it here? I don't think so, but as I said, right, attached means that it is available, right? It has been attached to the DOM. Visible means that it has been attached plus it is visible, right? There is no hidden property to it. So if you can either use attached or visible, both will work. Okay, or you can just use visible. It will be like working like attached plus visible kind of a thing. So let's see this. So what we'll do is, state, we'll say visible. Okay, we'll say visible, right? And since wait for requires a promise, so we'll put await here. Now this should, now what we're doing is, we are waiting until this gets, like until this gets complete, right? Once it is done, right, I'm returning right back. Similar stuff needs to be done for the color also, right? So what was the color? This was the color thing. Let us grab it. See this here. So let me just select this, control A, remove it, and let's say green, right? Green, right? So you can see green, which is selected. If you do a pink, right? If you do a pink, you will see that its li tag does not have selected, right? Because it is not selected. Let us put that XPath to it, the extra one which I have just added, and it will work for this also, right? Let me write it. If you do it for pink, you can see, right, it is not able to find the element. Why? Because its parent ally tag does not have class selected. But if you would check it for green, yes, it exists. See, it is able to find it, getting it. So what we'll do is, again, the same approach. Whatever selection you make, right, you will go to its parent and wait until it's attained the class selected. Okay, so we'll go here. Let me just copy paste this code. Okay, I made this mistake, right? Just a second. Here, select color, right? In the select color, we'll do this, and yeah, and we are good. So this is the only change which we have to make, and our script should work. Let's try. Okay, let's try. Other things, other there, apart from this, right? There is no other problem which we have in the script. But let's see. Let's try to run this. But it is very important to understand the problem, right? Without understanding the problem, we'll never be able to provide a good solution. Let's see. Okay. Okay. There is one more still one more problem. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. It will fail. No worries. The problem is with the ready state of the document DOM and the presence of the actual element on the DOM. Okay. So I'll tell you what the second problem is. Let it finish. It failed, right? It failed. It says what? It says that it waited for this selected to be visible, right? But if you see, right, it did not even made a click, right? It did not even made a click. Okay, it did not even made a click. See, where it failed at this line. But as you saw, right, we did not even see this click, right? We did not even saw this click happening on the size, right? On the size, right? It did not
Yeah.
selected M or M here, right? And then it waited for this to be available. Now, what is the problem again? The problem is the new problem here. Let's try to understand this also. See, there is one more problem here. Again, it is because how application is designed to work. Okay, nothing to do with Playwright or something. If you see, what is happening is you were on the home page, you made a click on the product, and it resulted into this page, right? It resulted into this page, which is the product page, and you expect that size thing to be there, right? And for this, you want this is your HTML DOM. What you expect is that there should be a there should be what we say the li tag, and within the li tag there should be one anchor tag with a text as M there, right? Text as M there. Okay, we expect this. Now what is happening is when you made a click here, right, on this, and it tries to reach here, right? You know that Playwright waits for this navigation part, right? There is a navigation thing, right, which is happening, and it will have its own delta time for this to complete, right? Now what happens here is when this transition is happening, right, since you made a click here, right, you made a click on a button, you made a click on the button, and that resulted into a navigation of the page, right? A new page. See, there are two ways to reach here, right? On this page, you could either click on the button, click on product name link, and then it navigates to the product page. The second way is directly change the URL, right? Change the URL. Let's say you know the URL, right? Then also it will end up here, right? When you change the URL, what method do you use? You use page.goto. If you use page.goto, right, and hit the URL here, in this case, the the kind of weight which Playwright does is related to the navigation weight, right? It waits for one thing here, right? It waits. What it does is in your HTML, right, you can access the DOM through document object. When you would have done this, right, it would have waited for the document dot ready state to be equal to complete, right? It would have waited. We have discussed this, right? But did you use this approach? We did not use. What we are doing is we are trying to make a click. We are trying to make a click on the product. As soon as you made a click, right, Playwright does not know that there would be some navigation happening on the page. No, Playwright will do what? Playwright will think, okay, that someone made a click and now I should go and try to find the next element on the page. Okay, next element on the page. Now again, the same problem is happening. What is happening is, here, when you made a click here, right, on this product, the next line of code which is there is, it says click size, right? Click size. Now what happened was, in the background, what is happening is the HTML DOM is rendering, right? It is rendering, and what happened is that the DOM is changing here, right, to show the content as per the page which has to be displayed, right? Now it is still in the transition, right? It Understand, this process has started and it has not completed. It has started, it has not completed, right? And Playwright did its job. It just made a click, and then it will go and try to do click on size, and it will try to find the element. It will try to find the element on the DOM. What is happening is, in the DOM, element is getting rendered, right, but not completely. It needs time, for browser needs time for things to render. Okay, what is happening is, because of that, right, Playwright somehow is able to check all the things, right, for auto wait for that element. Okay, but the problem is, the way it is designed, it is not ready for to receive the click. It is able to be visible, it is able to be there on the DOM, right, but it is not ready because of the JavaScript thing, right, within the for that particular element. It is not ready yet to receive the click. Okay, now here again the problem is occurring, right, due to this. So what you will have to do, you will have to again wait for things. Okay, you will have to wait for this size thing to be available. Okay, this is only for this, because you are making a transition to a next page. Getting it? So again, if I explain, you made a click here, Playwright thought, okay, I did my job, let's go to the next line. But the problem is, it is here, right? You were here, right? You should have been at this point to start our next action. But before reaching there, what Playwright did was, Playwright tried to do this, right? And in the background of the DOM, things are still changing, right? And it was able to find the element, made a click, but it did not receive the click. So what is the solution? The solution is that you should wait for this to get completed. Are we clear with this?
Yep.
So let's do this part. So what we'll do is, okay, so again, there are two ways to do it, right? There are two ways to do it. If you see, right, what you could have also, there are now two ways, right? If you see, the page is also changing, right? It was page 2, this is page 3, right? Page is changing. When the page changes, right, there would be some rendering happening on the browser. But Playwright is not waiting for that rendering to complete, right? Why? Because you are not navigating through this method. You're navigating by a click. So what you can do is, you can use this approach also. You can do is, you can say await page dot what was the method? It's called wait for load state, right? What you'll do is, you will wait for the load state to complete, and you will say load, right? There are 4 values again here. We'll wait for the load, right? We'll wait for the load. What does load means? It means that that document has received the state as complete, and if it is complete, right, it might work, it might not work, but we'll have to check. Okay, so one is this solution. What this also means is that everything which the browser has to render, right, it has rendered. But again, it's not a guarantee that things will work. To make things first of all, you can just attempt this, right? If it works, great, then you don't have to do anything else. But there are chances that this might still not solve your problem. So second thing which we'll do is, we can also wait for this size thing, right, to be visible and being selectable. Okay, so again, what we can do is, we can put an await, and we will go to that element page dot locator, right, and find that locator for this size thing, which is m, right, and then wait for to be visible, and that's it. Getting it? In the earlier case, there was no transition happening between the pages, right? There was no transition happening from m to the green part. The page was same. But in this case, what is happening is, when you made a click here, there is a transition also, and you want to wait until that element gets visible on the screen. So these two can be applied. Let's apply this and see. So what I did was, you can just await this word, this dot paste for dot wait for load state. let's just keep this way as of now. If this does not work, I will apply the weighting for the element also, like this. Okay, for the locator part. Okay, so let's start this. Let's see whether this time it works or not. So we are making this change only for the size, because this is the first action once we land up on that page from the home page, right? So let's run this. We go to the end-to-end spec, run this, and see what happens. You see, this time it worked, right? It worked this time. But the understanding has to be there, like why it is working. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. And not clear to you, right?
Maybe I once I see the uh,
Okay. See again, right? Try to understand. There are two things being involved. If you see this page, right? Let me show you this page. If you go to the console tab, right? Type here document dot ready state. If you do
yeah.
this right, ready state. You see, it says complete, right? It says complete.
Mhm.
When does it say complete? It says complete when the DOM has been loaded.
Yeah.
Okay. When you were on the earlier page, right? When you were on the earlier page, let's say this page, right? If I run this again, okay. See, you see how quickly it changes. But let's say if I make a click again, and if I'm able to click on this, let's see. If I make a click here and I go there and make a change, oh, it this is too quick, right? Okay, this is too quick. That's why it is completed. Okay, but again, there is a transition, right? Ready state changes, okay, accordingly. Now what
Mhm.
happens here is you need to wait until this attains complete, right? It attains complete. And what does Playwright does for it? There is a method called page dot wait for load state, and if you specify there to be load, right, in the value, it will wait until this value receives complete. This value attains the value of complete. Okay, that is what wait for load is doing. It is waiting until your page receives ready state to be completed there. Okay, once it is
Okay.
completed, then it is trying to find the locator and then making a click on it. After making a click, it is again waiting for this particular element to be visible on the DOM. Okay, so these there were two columns, this one and this one. We solved both of them by using this approach.
Okay.
Okay, great. So let's move ahead. Let's go there. Now we were on the fill prod details. We were able to fill it, and I think okay. I think I was. We were able to land up on the next page, right? Let us see the. Okay, are we attaching the report here? I think we are, right. Let's see this. We'll say npx playwright show report. Hopefully, it will generate this. Okay, login spec. And do we have a screenshot? Yes, you see, we landed up on the cart page then, right? So everything worked fine. We were able to click on all the buttons and on the product side, right? And we were able to click on view cart button, right? And that's why you landed up here. So now we have to design for this page. Check out this cart page. This is the flow, right? See, if you are here on this page, we have already automated this process that you will click on X, Y, you will select the size, click on add to cart, then you will see this. And if you click on this, you'll end up on this page, right? So all that process has been automated. Now you're here. Now we need to automate this by clicking on this. And then we'll move to the checkout page where we have to do the other stuff. Okay, so let's run this. So okay, on this page, right, you see there's a web table. Okay, although it has nothing to do with our flow right now, but let's say I want to read the data of the screen, right? We have already seen how to read a web table or work on it. So we'll just reuse that code, but we'll create a form file for it first. So this is our form file for the cart page, right? And let us get our web file, right? The web table thing. I can get, let's say, columns. Hey, here, right? This is our code which we wrote that day for the web table. We'll just use it as is. Let me just copy this as is, and I will bring it here so that I can save some time for myself. Uh, okay, let's just copy paste this and bring it on that side. Okay, this is, I do not need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I need this one. tr thread, tr all, and all this. Let me grab all this, and we don't need this code. We need this code and all this part. Right. So let's grab all this. Let's cut it out. Go to our cart form, and here I would like to, I will arrange this. Okay, we'll create some methods now. So what all methods do we need on this page, on the cart form? You see, if you go back on the cart form, I need to click on checkout. So this is the element which I need to deal with. Also, I want to read the content of my web table. I want to just see how many records I have, what are the number of columns, right? If I want to print the entire table, how to do it, right? So we'll do all of that activity. So for doing that, let's create some methods. So one of the methods which I'll do is I'll say public um, get row count. Okay, let's say get row count. I will like to have it. So let's create this. I would like to also have public uh, get product get product details. Let's say uh, let get added get uh, products. Let's say, right, get products. So it will read all the data from the product side and give it to you. Okay, fine. And what do we else? I think this is sufficient, right? This is sufficient to have. Now, what we'll do is we'll have to create locators, right? So we'll say private. Uh, what is this referring to? This is referring to the columns, right? Let's say columns, which will be locator. Okay, fine. Why is this complaining? It is not important, right? So this is where it is. The next thing which you, and what I'll do is I'll just go here. We need a private variable for page also. Private page. Again, it will say, oh, it exists, right? So what we'll do now is columns. This dot columns equals to, before that we'll do this dot page equals to page. Okay, and this dot column equals to page dot this locator. So this is what represents the columns here. What we need more is we need this is we need the text, right? The columns text. So what I'll do is we'll say, let me create one column text also. Private column text, which is the locator, and we'll say column text equals to page dot locator. Sorry, not page dot locator. It has to work on the column, right? So we'll say okay, should I do it here or maybe in the method I should do it? I should do it in the method, not here. Okay, let me remove this. I'll talk about this. So let's remove this. What do we need more? We need for the rows also, right? So this is the row. So let me just grab it. Page dot locator rows. So it will be private rows, which will be again locator, and I will say this dot rows equals to this value. Okay, So we have the rows also, columns also. What else is pending? So okay, so in the row side, right, what we need is for every row it is doing what? It is going to the it is getting all the rows, and for each row you're doing what? You're trying to find this. Okay. Now this part here, right? I will keep them as string only. Okay, I'll keep this as string only. Let's copy this. So this is column one, right? Which is this column? This is which column? This is item name, right? Let's say product name, private product name, right? And it will be of type string. Okay, type string. What I'll do is I'll initialize the value here. This dot product name equals to this value. Then we have the other four things. This is for the sale price. Let's grab this. We'll say this dot uh, product price, which will be again of type string. Sorry, not this. Private this, and here you will do what? You will say this dot product price equals to double quotes and this value. Similarly, next the remaining two parts, which are this input tag, right? So this input tag, let's say which where you want to get the value, right? So quantity. So this is the quantity. We'll say price private product quantity, which is of type string, and then you will come here and say this dot product quantity equals to this value, and the last part is the total price. Total price is this one. Let's grab it. Total price. This dot. Let me just write it. I will create the value on the top. Total price equals to this value. And for total price, let me create a string variable again. Private this string. Okay, so we have everything now. Let's create the methods. Okay, so first of all, we'll create the column count. These are rows count. Let's say column count also we need. So we'll say public column count. We will assign and all depending on whether we need it or not. So if you see, right, yes, we need the value await page dot locator count, right? This is what it said. Let's grab it and bring it here. So if you see this requires, so if you want to make a count, right, count gives you what? You have to say this dot page, and its count gives you a promise, right? So it has to be async, and we know that this will return me. I want this to return a number. If I am not wrong, promise returns count returns you what? Number, right? So I will specifically say it will return a number, and I will say return here. Okay, so we are good. Now this locator part. Now we don't need this, right? We already have the locator for it, which represents the column, which is this one, right? So we'll say this dot columns. Getting it? This is how you will do the column count. Similarly for the rows count. Now whatever code I have written, let me just keep on removing it so that now the this is columns, right? Okay, leave it. So this code will need. Okay, let me also get column name, right? Because we have already have a method for it. Public async get column names, and what we'll do is we'll do this way, and let me just copy paste the entire code. So this is, let me just collect all this X and place it here in the column names. And what we are doing here is we are getting all the columns. Okay, fine. For doing this, I will use this columns part, right? Columns dot all. Okay, so this will give me the columns. Now I wanted to generate the column. I wanted to collect all the column names, right? So I have created a variable called column names, which looks like this. Okay. And what I will do next is I will say I'm iterating through the columns, all these columns here, one by one. Okay, this is a sync. All will give you what it is a promise, right? So it has to be await here. Await all, and then we are doing this part, and then we are going to the column name and getting all the columns one by one, and we are pushing it in this array. Okay, we are pushing in this array, and then do we really want to print them out? No, I don't want to print them out. So let's remove this. We'll just say return, and we are going to return this column names. Okay, this column names. Now if you see, right, this column names is an array, right, is an array of string. And this, since this is async method, what I'll do is what should I return here? Anyone wants to give a try?
Written promise of the card form.
Yeah, for the next page.
No,
For the current.
I'm returning what? I'm returning column names, right? Column names are what? The text information. So what I
Oh,
did will return string of array, right?
string of.
Right.
This one, and my method is done. See, not every method which you will create you want to chain, right? Okay, okay. I don't need them. I will see if I need it. I will make the logic accordingly, right? But you have to see my written statement. What I'm doing in this written statement, I was writing a number, so that's why I said this. And is it mandatory for me to do this? No, it is not mandatory. But since you're using TypeScript, and as a TypeScript language, you are using it with a purpose that you wanted to have a type definition for everything you're doing. That's why I'm making very explicitly clear that what I'll be returning from this method. Okay. If you were writing code in plain JavaScript, you might not do anything of this like return type and all that. But since we are using TypeScript, we are making use of it. Okay, the row count, right? Again, the row count looks like this. So what we'll do is again let's make it async method, and we'll go here and we'll do what we'll say return this dot rows dot count. Okay, so it will return it, and I will return it as a promise number. That's it. So this is also done. Now what is pending is getting the rows, right? So let us copy this entire code, cut it out, and place it here. Get products. Let me make it async, and page dot locator body, right? So we have to do what? We have to say this dot rows, this dot rows all, and we are creating the rows content by creating a 2D array. We are iterating through the rows, and we are doing what? And I think we are good, right? We have to do nothing. Okay, here, right? Here, instead of hard coding it, the values here, what I did was I have these variables here, right? These four variables. So I'll use this now. This dot product name. So let's just remove this. I don't want to do any hard coding in my methods, right? That's why I am trying to change all this. So here I have used a double question mark, right? That day we were asking. Okay, so this dot, this was product name. This would be your product price. Next one is your product quantity, and the last one is this dot total thing, right? Total price. So we are good, right? And it will push all your content inside the 2D array to keep on doing it. And in the end, I would return it. Return rows content. Okay, and since you're returning it, I will go here and do what? Return promise of string to DL. Are we clear with this? Let's remove all this.
Yeah.
Okay, so our class is getting our class for card form is getting completed, right? So we have the methods to receive the data from the screen, right? We have used the work which we did earlier in the Playwright classes, right? While we were learning web tables. So I didn't want to redo the same thing. Now the last part, we have a checkout button also, right? After extracting all the information, we would like to, let's say, click on checkout. So let's find an element for this. So if you go there, the checkout element is this. So what we'll do is we'll go to the anchor tag which has spend tag as this. Control F, anchor tag, then the spend tag, and where the text equals to. Okay, we got this. Let's copy this. Let's come here and create a locator. Private uh, checkout button, which is your locator, and we'll go to the constructor. This dot checkout button equals to, oh, page dot locator, right? Page this dot page dot locator and provide the value.
Should it be this or only page dot locator?
No, no, we are referring to this, right? The local variable which we created above.
Page. Okay.
Okay, this page, the normal page, refers to the one which you are receiving, but my job is done at this point itself for this page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to have it in my local variable of the class, the instance variable of the class. Okay, so we'll do this way. And the last part is we'll wanted to click on this. So let's get a method for it. Product. So not product, public async click checkout button. And here what we'll do is we'll say await this dot checkout button dot click. And we are going to return here what? Promise of. Once you make a click on checkout, what happens next? It navigates to the next page.
Next page.
And what is that page? Checkout page, right?
Checkout page.
So let's create a class here. Export default class checkout form and this, and let's create a constructor for this constructor. Here, this is it, and let's import this. We are good. Let's copy this part and bring it here, and we'll say we are importing this. Now, since you want to return this, let me first import this. Great, and what we'll do is we'll say return new checkout form. And we'll provide this dot page. Right.
Right.
Let's go back. Let's get back to what SK. So I don't need this. Let's remove this over here. Right. I made a click till now. Right. So we were on the product page, and it would have created a project, and we are on the next page. Now on this page, when you made a click, right? Are we? So what does this return? It returns me cart form, right? So let me create cart form. Cart form equals to this. Now I'll use this cart form dot. Let's say I want to read the content, right? I want to read my rows. So get products, right? Let's say I just want to read my products, get products, and I will be receiving it. How will I receive it? I will receive it as a promise. So I'll have to say await. And what I'll do is I'll reuse my code again. If you go to the web table, which is this part, how I was running through the code for the rows, we were saying the rows content, right? Whatever we were getting, we were just going through it and it was pending. So we'll take this up, come back here, get products, we're receiving, right? We'll say rows content, and rows content is what? Let's say products equals to this, which is your string, of 2D array, right? and what you're doing is you will like to print them out for each row. Let's say product data is this, and let's say product here, product, right? So we are good here. Let's say again, you could do this in your method also, right? I'm just showing you for the purpose that it can be done, right? And next, what we'll do is once we're done with all this, I would like to use this await the cart.form to make a click on checkout screen. Checkout, click checkout button. Again, we might get a problem of loading the page, right? So if that is a problem, we'll just add page.load wait state, right? Okay, so let's run the code, see whatever it prints. Made a click, went there. You see, it was able to get all the data. It was able to make a click, and then it landed up on the checkout screen. So we are good with this part. So as of now, it does not feel like that we need to wait for the page, and until unless we receive that issue, there is no need to provide some extra fixes. Okay, so we are good with the checkout button. Now let's go to our checkout form. Again, very interesting part. This is the last interesting part in the application. If you click here on the checkout screen, you see this dialog, right? I wanted to fill what? Okay, if you see, right, currently it shows Alabama and all that. I don't need this. Let's say I want to refresh it. I will refresh it. Let's see what it shows. It still shows this. Okay, let me do it. How can I go back? Let's say change, right? I can click here and you land up here. And once you land up here, let's do a checkout refresh. No, the value is selected. That's why it's created a problem.
I think the address is saved for your account.
No, what happens here is now I mean, once you have done that operation, then it is saved, right? But if you just check out and finish this flow, right, for the next product you add, it is all blank again.
Okay.
Okay, so let's complete this flow. I will not be able to do that, so let's just complete this flow with standard. So this is what I want to do, right? I want to fill all of this. Click on standard delivery. Click on continue to payment. Then there is some transition happening. If you see the page is still there, right? The same page exists. You need to click on this cash on delivery, and you will say place order. This is what we wanted to do. These are the two steps which you have to finish, and then we'll end up here. And that is our end to what test case, right? But let's go back. If I click on some product here, Nike Zoom Fly, let's say small size, black, add to cart, view cart, checkout. See, it's blank, right? It is per transaction kind of a thing. Okay, it is blank right now. Now,
Yes.
what we'll do is we wanted to fill this full name, telephone, address, city, country, and postcode. And if you see, right, shipping method does not show that option right now, standard and the that part, right? When will it show? It will show when you select the country. When you select the country, and then there is an extra drop down box shown which is province. And once you make a selection in province, then only shipping methods shows up. So how many elements I have to work with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The seventh one would be the province. And then eighth, the shipping address. Ninth, this continue to payment. And if you click on it, it will reload the page. And then you will see that payment options, cash on delivery and all that. So 10, 11 elements I want to work on, right? So let's find it. So we'll go there, inspect this. This is this one, right? Address equals to full name. Okay, just give me a minute, right? I'll be back. Just give me a minute.
Hey everyone, I was away for a moment. Are we still connected?
Yeah, Akhil will be back in a minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so let's continue. Uh, I'll take 15 minutes more, okay, and we'll be able to wrap it up. So let's go to full name. We inspected, right? This is the bar, so we'll write an XPath input at the rate name because of this, right? You see, we are able to find. Let's grab it up and uh, let's write here this dot full name text box equals to. Okay, we'll have to create this private page. We'll have private full name text box, which is your locator. Then you have private telephone, which is again text box, which is again locator. Then you have private, which is your address, again text box. You have city, private city text box, which is again your locator. Country is a drop down, okay? Drop down and postcode. So country is a drop down, but again a locator. And we have postcode. Postcode is a text box and it's a locator. Brilliant. So now this page part. This dot page equals to page. This dot full name text box will say this dot page dot locator and the value. What was the value? This was the value. We got this also. Okay. Now let's write for this telephone text box. This dot telephone text box. This dot address bar text box. This dot city. This dot country. This dot postcode. Okay, fine. And let's copy this entire thing again and again here. We'll change the value. Okay. Okay. So for the telephone thing, right? Let's go and find. If you see, the only changing is this one, right? Telephone thing. So yes, we are able to find telephone. Copy this, come back here, remove this and place it here. Next thing is the address bar. So address bar is this. So again, this is the only thing which is changing. So let's put it like this. You got it. Copy this, come back, place it here. The city bar. So okay, where did I click? City is this. Click the city, copy this, come back and place it here. Country drop down. So country drop down is this. Country drop down, right? If you see, it's a select tag, right? It's a select tag, and this is the ID thing, right? So let's copy this. We'll say select ID equals to, we're able to find. Let's copy this. Country is a drop down. So let's place it. And the last is the postcode, which is what? This one, address postcode. So let's copy this and I will replace it here directly. Okay, so we have all the elements. I hope we have. Right, we have all the elements now. One thing is pending. Click to continue to payment. Right, so let's find the element for this also. Continue to payment. So this is button with the span. This button span text equals to this value 1 of 1. Right, so let's continue. Let's copy this and let's create a but locator for this. Private continue to payment to payment button, which is your locator. So we'll come here and say this dot continue to payment button equals to this dot page dot locator and this value. Okay, so we have all this. Let's start doing this. So I'll say I'll create a single method. Okay, I'll not be creating multiple methods. I'll say public fill address details. Okay, let's say address details. I will make it async and let's start filling this. So I'll say this dot uh, full name text box. So I will be expecting someone to provide me. So as of now, let's just pull it. Let's pull it here. Full name. It should be of type string. Okay, fine. I will use this full name like this and okay, not here. Sorry. Full name dot fill the value here, and full name text box will be like this. Okay. So await. Great. So we're done. Let's copy this and yeah. Now the next part was the telephone text box. So telephone text box will come here. Next is address text bar. So let's copy this. Address text box. Address text box is the last. Another is city text box. City text box. Another one is country drop down. So country drop down we'll see. So if you have to make a selection or drop down, what was the method which we were using? Await this dot country drop down. Since you wanted to select an option right within that select tag, so there is an option called select options, right? And here you can provide the value. So what value you want to select? Let's say I want to select United States. So if you select United States, first of all you can see the province drop down appeared here, right? So if you see this is the value which I need for United States. So I'll copy this, and if you want to work at a text level, you will have to open the brackets and say label here and provide a value. Okay, so again we have discussed this in our drop down chapter, so please refer it if you wanted to refer it. Okay, let me provide value for telephone also. Telephone string. What was the next thing? Address as string. Next is city again as string, and we would need postbox also, post code also. So postcode again would be a string, and we need country also, right? Let's say country name, which will be again a string, and we'll have one more thing, which is province, right? So province also it would be a string. Okay, so what we'll do is country name we have, right? So we'll use this country name and just replace the value here. Okay, and for the telephone we'll use this telephone and place it here. For address we have this, so we'll place it here. For city we have this, we'll place it here. And country is done. After you select country, right, then you would like to select your postcode also. So in the postcode I'll copy this, place it here, and the postcode text box, and it will be postcode. So place it here, and once you would have selected the country, right, there would be a drop down coming up for the province, right? So we'll have to do something about it. Okay, but let me just write the code first. I'll say await this dot province. Oh, I did not write the province one. Okay, I have to write one, right? So province is pending. Okay, let's create one now. Private province drop down, which is your locator again. Okay, now for the province one, I will come here. It will be similar to this actually. So let's copy this and province drop down, and let's find it out the province one. So this is address province, right? This one. This is select ID. So let's change this. Okay, so we have the province also. Now we want to do what? We want to do similar stuff like this, right? So we'll say province drop down dot select option and do this. But here we'll say province. Let's say province name, not just province name. So that will be here. Okay. If you go back and check the things on over here, you see all these values. So you can see all these values, right? Like this. So I want to select Alabama, so I'll provide that value accordingly. Okay. So this is our code, right? To fill the value in the field address bar. And once I'll be done, I'll be trying to then have a method called public async click. Not here, sorry, not yet. We wanted to select shipping methods, right? So we'll see shipping method. So I'll create a separate method for it. So I'll say public async select shipping method. Okay. And here I'll say, okay, we have to write a locator for it. So this is one method. Last method which I'll have is public async, and we'll say click continue to payment. Click continue to payment. And what we'll do is we'll say this dot continue to payment button dot click. So this we know very faithfully, right? That this is how we do. Again, await is here. Now select shipping method we have not seen. We'll see this part. Okay, but before that, if you see right now again, right? If you see, try to notice the flow of the page. You will end up here, right? After that, you will be able to fill this, and this, right? You will be able to select the value. But as soon as you make a selection, right, this province thing, right, will come up on the screen, and it might take some time for this to come up, right? So you should wait. You need to wait here, right? You need to wait for this province to be visible. So what is the option? You will use wait for on the province. So what I'll do is I'll come here. This is my province part, right? I will go there, go to this, say wait for, and I will wait until it attains the status, let's say visible. Okay. And once we have waited enough, what we'll do is we'll go and set the value in the province name, right? The next thing, similar thing has to be done with the shipping method. If you see shipping method over here, there are no values. Let me just select some values. So if I fill some values here, some random part, let's select Alabama, let's select some postal code. If you see now they are appearing, right? Now we want to wait for these things to be visible. If you see, okay, let us see. So if you see, right, these are the things which are coming up. This is the one, right? This is the tag, span tag or input tag. So either you can click on this checkbox, this what do we say, radio button, or you could also select. You could also click on this text, right? So either of the two way, the thing would get selected. Okay. Now there is a I am telling you beforehand what is the problem is that if you now you have to understand if you make a click, if you have to make a click here, right? What is the thing which represents this? If I show you who represents this is this span tag. If you see this is blank, right? So there is no way like you can go there and try to check this. Okay, you will not be able to write a good XPath for it. You might think, okay, there's an input tag. If you see, right, this input is highlighting that thing over there. But the way this application is designed, if you try to click on it, it does not receive a click. Okay. So the option which you are left with is that you can make a click on the text, which is this span tag. So you will be able to find this span tag and make a click on it, like similar to Express, right? If I make a click here, this gets selected. So what I'll do is instead of making a click on this input tag, I will make a click on this span tag. Okay, which will be equivalent to clicking here. And as soon as I click, it selects this, right? So we'll do this part. Now, let us write an XPath to reach here, right? If you see, there are two options, standard and express. What I'll do is I'll wait for this span tag. to be visible. So let's do a control F. You see this standard thing, right? And these are displayed under what section? These are displayed under this diff shipping method section. Okay, shipping method section. And under shipping methods there is a input tag, and to and up, see, spend tag can exist anywhere, right? So writing directly spend tag, see, okay, if I show you right now, see here, if I write an XPath like this, spend contains text, let's say standard. See, it is able to find, right? So there is no problem in writing an XPath with this way, right? So it will find. But I would suggest, right, do not depend on just a spend tag. Okay, try to do what? Try to shorten your area of search. Okay, if you write it this way, it searches entire in the entire DOM. What you should do is you should find something which is unique to this section, which is what? This div tag, which has a class called shipping methods. Within the shipping methods, you have an input tag, which is this, right? Radio button. And then you want to find the sibling of it, which is this one, right? So let us write an XPath which can help us to achieve here, right? What I'll do is I'll come here, I'll start div tag class equals to this. So you got the div tag, and then if you see, right, it is still able to find it, but I don't want to directly reach here. Okay, I don't want to write directly reach here. I want to reach it from the concept of the input. Okay, so I'll go to the input tag first. If you see, I am here in the input tag now. Okay, let me just show you. You see, right, I am here on the input tag. Now if you see, right, there are two input tags. One is for this standard delivery, and second is for the other one, which is the express delivery, right? Now you want to narrow down your search. So what you will do is you will do what? You will again use the access method. Here this time I will use following sibling. Now use the one which I have earlier pasted, which is spend tag, which is this, right? And you can see I'm able to find one. Again, it depends on your understanding of XPath or the locator strategy, but this is what I will recommend. Okay, do not directly try to work on a spend tag. Try to narrow down your search and reach there, right? If you see, I'm getting 1 of 1 now. So let's grab it, come back to your code, and let's write a locator for it. This would be what? This, sorry, private shipping method type, and this would be our locator again. I will come here and say this dot shipping method type equals to this dot page dot locator, and this value, this entire value, right? Now here again we'll do the same stuff. I will not, again, today is it, I want to make this like dynamic, right? Someone can ask me what to select, standard or express, right? And accordingly I will make a selection. So I have done this. What I will do is I will not make it as a locator then. Let me make it as a string. Okay, so I have to change the type of this. I will go up and make it as string. Now I will go down over here in the shipping selecting method. I will say this dot shipping method type. So you will get a value out of this, and you will say a replace, and you will replace it with what? You will replace the value $$ with what? With the value which you will receive from this method, right? Let's say standard or something. So let's say someone will provide me shipping type, shipping method type, which would be a string, right? So what I'll do here is I'll put a logic. I'll say if shipping method type. See, someone will provide me the exact value, right? Standard delivery and all. So what I'll do is I will just check here. If shipping method type, shipping method type, right? Double equal to, or let's say includes standard. Okay, how do we? Okay, does anyone remember how we? Okay, I can do what? I can just do this way. I will say two lowercase dot lowercase, and then do this. Okay, to send it. So if it contains standard here, right, I will do what? I will replace the value with this, where I will replace this dollar with the standard part. Okay, text, right? And I would like to collect this, right? So I will create a variable called shipping method type locate. Shipping method type. Let's say final shipping type, which would be of string, right? And I will say final shipping type method equals to this, and else I will say final shipping method equals to express one. This is what we have, right? Express. Let me just check. Oh, this is S capital. Okay, this is E capital. So I'll have to say S capital and E capital. Okay, so we'll get this value. Now what we'll do is we'll say this dot page dot locator, and we'll say final shipping method dot click. Okay, now there is one more problem. As you know, right, shipping method was not available by default, right? It has to appear. So again, the same problem will occur, that we should wait until this appears. So what we'll do is we'll use this locator. Let's say await first of all. We'll use this locator before making a click. We will wait for it. Okay, we're going to wait for it. We're going to say wait for, and state equals to, let's say, visible. Okay, now once it is visible, then I will make a click. And as soon as you make a click, right, you can go and make a click on the click continue button over here. Now what I'll do in this is I want to change the method, so I will say return this here, and when I do this, I will get promise. It will be of type what? Checkout form. Similarly here in the below case, if you click here, you are still on the checkout form, right? So it will say return this. Now understand, right? The last part is you make a selection, click on continue to payment. Once you do this, page loads, right? Page also loads, and then see, if you see, right, the again the page is loading. That is one thing, and something has changed, right? So now you want to wait to click on this, right? This button. This is the only thing left, right? And this place order. So let's first write an XPath for place order. You will come here and see button span, right? So I can see button. It's a type of button. So I will write here, say button, where the span is text place order. Okay, so let's grab it. Let's first have the locator for it. Private place order button, which is our locator, and we'll assign the value here. We'll say this dot place order button equals to this dot page dot locator and this value. And the last part is we'll create a method for it. Let's create a method here. Public async click place order button. Okay, and we'll say await this dot place order button dot click. Right, so we did all this, and we have to return, right? We have to return, and then once you make a click on place order, it moves to the success page, right? So let's write here return. Do we have the success page? Yes, we have the success form. Let's very quickly create it. Default export. Okay, the spelling of default is wrong. Default class success form, and this, and we'll just create a constructor and leave it with a page, which is this, and let's import this. Okay, we are good. Let's go back. We'll say return new success form with this dot page, and on the top we'll say promise, and this will be success form. Okay, and the last part is we have to select that thing, right? This button. So let's write an allocator for it. So if you find this, you see this is the svg tag and this is the anchor tag, right? If you see, right, this anchor tag represents this one. So if you somehow, if you reach here and make a click, it will be okay to be here, right, and click on it. Now if you see, payment method section is here and you are here payment method list. So there are 3 div tags, 1, 2 and 3, representing these 3 values. So what I'll do is, depending on what I want to click, right, where is the text being mentioned? See, if you see, right, these are images, these are not text. Okay, these are not text. Cash on delivery, PayPal, and this, these are images, these are not the text. So you are not able to find anything from it, right? Images, if you ask, images are where, right? Image is sitting here, somewhere here, right? Somewhere here. So even if you make a click here, right, on the image, it does not receive a click. Where it is receiving a click? It is receiving a click on this anchor tag. Okay, so you have to click here. So how do you reach to this anchor tag now? Again, there are multiple ways. There are multiple ways to reach here. The shortcut, right? The shortest way to reach here is, what you will do is, you can see, right, there are 3 div tags with this payment method list. What I will do is, and these are in sequence, right? So what I can do is, I can find a div tag, Control F, div contains @class this value. So you got 3, right? You got 3 of them, and I wanted to reach on this A tag, right? So let's say if I say A here, right, you get here. So this one is representing cash on delivery, second one represents PayPal, third is Visa, right? I want cash on delivery. So what I'll do is, this is a part of group indexing, so I'll have to do something like this. You see, now it is representing this only, cash on delivery. Okay, so again, this is not a good technique actually. Okay, if you would ask me, you should have, again, but if you see in the image tag also, right, there is, I don't think there is something which you can use. Oh, here you have an alt text, right? So you can use it. I can give you an XPath for it, but I would rather leave it as an exercise for you, right? But I can give you a suggestion. How, if let's say you want to find this anchor tag with reference to this, how can you do it? What you will do is, you will go inside the payment method list, right, and find this image tag. I'm sure you can find it using this alt tag, right, which is a unique attribute here. Once you find the image tag, right, try to do what? Find in the ancestors, right? Find the ancestors which have a div tag which says, let's say, item center, right, like this. Okay, or you can just find the div tag of this image. Okay, let's write it. Okay, let me write it. Let's write it. I think it's very easy to do things other than explaining sometimes. What I'll do is, this is my image tag, right? So I'll copy this. I'll have this image tag, and the image tag, we have an alt text called cash on delivery, right? So let's copy this. Alt equals to this. You're able to get one of one, right? You are able to find this. Now what I'll do is, I'll find a parent of it. Parent where ancestor which has payment method list. This one, right? Let's grab it. So you will say what? You will say ancestor div tag. There are so many, right? But which one I mean? I know I need this one. Contains class, which is this one, right? So you got only one parent, right, which matches to this. And now from the div tag, you will go back to this anchor tag to make a click. You got it, right? This is how you will reach. So as I said that last class also, right, learning about locator strategy is the first step towards automating your browser. Okay, and if you are confident in finding the locator, believe me, your flakiness of the test case will go away. So if you see, right, now I have a very solid locator for my XPath. So let me write it here, and it is dynamic also. See, I just have to change this value, and accordingly it will find this. So if you ask the PayPal one, right, let me find the PayPal one. If you try to do this PayPal will have a text called PayPal. Just change this PayPal here and you will be able to find the element. So I will make it dynamic itself. Okay, so I'll go here. So similar to this, I'll make it dynamic. I'll say this dot delivery type, delivery method, let's say delivery method equals to this value. Let me just place it right now, and I will make this thing as, let me just comment this out here, and I will make it as $, and let's create a variable locator of instance variable here. Okay, so this is the last part, locator, and this would be a string. Okay, so I think we have all the code, just need to click on this, right? So delivery method, let's create a method for it. Public async select delivery method, and someone will specify which delivery method to the delivery method. Let's see, delivery method, which would be a string. Someone would suggest here, and then accordingly, what I'll do is I'll copy paste my code which I written earlier for that case here, right? Like this one. I'll copy this from here, paste it like this. Final shipping method type. So I will say final delivery method. Final delivery method. Final delivery method. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. So this is final method. Okay. So this is string. So if delivery method dot type includes cache, right? Let's say cache, right? Cache. Then do what? Do this thing, right? Click delivery method dot replace this with cache on delivery. If it was PayPal, let me write an if clause here. Else if delivery method to lowercase includes PayPal, do what? Do this thing. Delivery method replace to, I think it is PayPal, right? PAPAL. And the last one is what? Visa. Let's find what does it. This says. This says Stripe here, right? Stripe. Let's say Stripe. Else. Well, right. Let me just copy this. The method equals to Stripe. So we got the value here, and then what we'll do is we will take this final delivery method and we'll say wait for visible, and then we'll make a click, and then we are good, right? And once you say return this, you are returning to what page? The same page, which is promise and checkout form. Okay, now all our methods are done. Let's just complete our test case. So we are here. We were clicking on checkout button, right? And what you will get a checkout thing, right? So let's collect it here. So I'll say let checkout form, which is your checkout form equals to this. Great. Now what we'll do is we'll say checkout form dot fill address details. Now fill address details would be wait. So we need full name, right? So let's write Akhil. Then what is the second value I need to provide? This is telephone number. So let's say 200899765. Okay. So again, this has to be a string. So let's provide it as a string. The last part, the again is address. So address would be, I would say, Delhi. City is, let's say, Ghaziabad. The next part is what? Postcode. So postcode is 110099. Let's say country name. Now country name, you need to provide a value as per the drop down thing, right? So what we'll do is we'll go back, go to checkout. We'll have to change this. Okay, it says United States, right? So United States. So we'll just say United States from here. Copy this. It has to be exact value, right? United States. The next part is province name. So province name Alabama. I need this only. Alabama. So I'll copy this out and say Alabama here, and I think we are good. So so we are good with all the value, right? And it says void. Okay, now this is the problem. I should not say void. I should return this here because I want to change the method. So promise checkout. So we are good. Now this is done. So let's go back. What we'll do is we see that after this, what we need to do is we have to select the delivery method, right? Delivery method, shipping method, shipping method. Now inside the shipping method, right, we will say this is a string, right? Shipping method. So and what value we are expecting there in the shipping method? We are either expecting standard or express. So I will provide standard. Standard here. Okay, so select this and I have to say await, right? Await. Select this. Let me just remove all this. And the last part is okay. Why again? I think I have not provided the. It says checkout form. Why it is not giving me the option? Select shipping method. Select shipping method returns me void. Okay, I have to put it into brackets. Okay, I'm getting this. Now I have to say click continue to payment. Right. So again I'll say await. And then we will say select delivery method. And in the delivery method, let's check what is our option. Our option in the delivery method is, let's say cash, right? Let's say I will say cash only. So I'll provide cash here. And then again, we'll have to say await, right? And you can see the chain now. Await and then read this and say dot click place order button. Okay. And again, we have to say await. So you can see, so if to just to change the methods, these many awaits are required, right? I am not a big fan, so but still, I just since I'm using this, so I just put it this way. Let's run this and see whether our test case is getting complete or not. And after this, I will just wait for the page, await page dot pause, just to see what happened to our execution. Okay, let's run this. It clicked there. It went to the checkout screen. Okay, the problem is I am on this page, right? So I'll have to complete this flow first. Let me just make a place order and my flow is done. Fine. Let it fail. I'll run it again. This time it will work. The problem is that because of that flow of the application, the page is not does not show that first option. So you see, again a problem. So let's fix this. What is the problem we got? We got a problem on which page? Let's expand this. We got a problem on is not a valid XPath expression. Okay, so my XPath is not correct. I think there's an extra bracket. If you see, right, there's an extra bracket, this one. But which one it is pointing to? It is pointing to address one. So let's get to our address one checkout form. Let me close everything else. So here, if you see, right, there's an extra bracket here, which is creating a problem. So this is how. Let me just check the other things also. I think other things are fine. Okay, let's run it again. Let's run it again. hit green, text, add to cart, view cart. Then it will click checkout. Mm, then you can see, right, it is, see, standard delivery checked, and bingo, it completed, right? See how fast it was. Again, because of the reason that we are using uh, again, because of the reason of the Playwright, that's it. It would have been much more faster if we were using Chromium, right, to run things. Okay, so this is what the framework design would be, right, for us, for our end-to-end flow. Okay, what is pending in this framework? If you see, right, currently we are providing the value directly in a test case. This is not how you do it. You have to run it through data driven, right? And for that, what we'll do is we will add a DAO layer, input layer, and we will receive the value from the JSON file, which we'll do tomorrow. And after that, right, let's say I want to validate some of the stuff. If I want to validate, I want to extract some information from the screen, which would require again the output DAO layer. And then once we have the both the input and output, I will feed it to the assertion layer. So we'll create assertion layer also. Okay, so two tasks are pending: the input layer and the DAO layer and the assertion layer, which we'll do tomorrow. But our form layer is ready for our end-to-end flow. And I hope you were able to get along and understand, like, how do you design page object model, which is the important part here. Okay.
Do we plan to complete that tomorrow or today evening?
I will let you know, okay, by 4 p.m. today, whether we'll have class in the evening or not. I'm initially planning to have a class in evening so that I can wind up that discussion of DAO layer and assertion layer today itself. Okay,
Yeah.
but again, if I don't get a time, I will definitely schedule it for tomorrow. Okay, but please give me time till 4 p.m. I'll update you.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so this is it, right? And we are almost on the completion of Playwright. CI/CD part will be pending, which we'll do next week. Okay, thank you so much. If no other query, we can wrap up.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kiran. Yeah, thank you, Anand. Bye. Have a nice day. Bye.